Hi. So I wanted to, I just finished a trip, a 3-day trip around Central Oregon and kind of prepping for my big trip in June. And I wanted to go over some of the adjustments I've made. I used to always carry a compression sack here with like sleeping bag and tent stuff in it. And I realized now that I've got this bag up here, which I'll show you in a minute, that really holds quite a bit in between my handlebars. It gave me extra space, and I was able to get everything in the bags that you see. Two 20-liter panniers, Revelate Designs Tangle frame bag, a gas tank, and a Revelate Designs Salty Roll. And then I've got a couple big water bottles in a Topeak mount on my forks, and then regular water bottles. So I have about 5 liters of water. There's a 1.5 liters here, 1.5 liters on the other side. That's 3 liters, and then these 3 here total are about 2 liters, so it's 5 total, which I think is about right for me. We'll see in the heat of the summer if that's enough per day. So when I changed the compression sack, got rid of that, what I've done is I put heavy things in here. And then in these bags, the front bag and the rear bags especially, I tried to put lighter things like my sleeping bag and clothes and stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and show you basically everything that I've got, because I just did a trip for 3 days and it was pretty successful. And then when I got back, I realized, you know, this is a pretty cool setup, and I did a little fine tuning on it. And then I subbed out some of the stuff for summer stuff for my next trip, because this trip I just did, the lows were getting into probably into the 30s, and you know, I think my next trip, like I'll probably just do a single day trip in May, and it'll probably be in the 40s for lows instead of 30s. So right now, what I've got in here is kind of orientated towards summer temperatures. So I'll show you what I've got. We'll start with this bag because it's got the heavy stuff in it. So let's see what we got in here. Well, that's not heavy, but this is my rag that I use to clean my chain. So that's all my bike tools are in here as well. This is a headlight and some extra batteries. And now that I think about it, this may not come on the trip at all. By the way, this bike right now with all this stuff in it weighs about 53 pounds right now with all the water bottles full. There's no food on this bike right now, so I could put about 2 pounds of food, say, and I'd be 55 pounds. So that, I think, is going to be my maximum weight for the bike, bags and everything, including water and food, is 55 pounds. If I get rid of the water and don't have food on this bike right now, it's about 42 pounds. So that's like 13 pounds of food and water. So the rag for cleaning the bike, the headlamp may not come on the trip because it's going to be light till, you know, 9 or 10 o'clock at night. So I don't think I'm going to bother bringing that, maybe. This is just a little, actually the only thing here right now is, it's basically a medicine bag, and the only thing in there now is a thing of chapstick. I might put a little thing of like sun lotion in here and maybe some antibiotic ointment or something like that. My battery, this is I think a 20,000 milliamp battery, goes for usually a few days if I'm using it heavily, or I could make it last longer if I don't use it a lot. I put my stakes in here because they're kind of heavy, so this is my tent stakes. My bike pump, which I really like, the Lezyne pump. My toolkit for my bike, which I won't go through all the contents in there, but there's a wrench, a tool, some actual metal tools in there, tire levers, patch kit, lube, tube, various things to work on the bike. And an extra fuel canister. There's another fuel canister somewhere else in my bag, so I'll show you. That's it for this container. So let's go to the gas tank. The gas tank, I don't really have anything in here right now. I just have pepper spray, the gas mask, I mean a COVID mask, and this little thing, which is cool. It's just I always lose these little things. My knife, which I haven't cleaned since my trip. I don't know how well you can see that, but it's very dirty with cheese. And my thermometer. And since I lose these things so much, I just put them on this lanyard, so it's harder to lose these things. Okay, so that's this. Just kind of, and I may end up putting like ibuprofen and salt tablets in here, stuff that's easy to get to. This is my Garmin up here, which I use a lot. And let's go through this bag up front. These little Velcro straps on it, I actually got from my Big Agnes Copper Spur HV UL1 bike pack tent. These were included with that tent, with the bag that the tent has. And they're really great little Velcro straps. They must weigh about 3-4 grams each. Yet they're strong enough to hold this bag, partly because you'll see these are off now. There's no straps holding this bag right now, and it's kind of wedged in between my handlebars down here. I pack it full enough that it just fits in here. So here it is, the Revelate Designs Salty Roll. And what I have in here is extra socks. I'll bring 2 pairs of socks, one that I'm wearing and one that could be for nighttime, or if I end up washing a pair, one that I'm wearing and one that I'm drying. These are sleeping items, basically. A buff and a hat. On my hat, I sewed a little elastic strap because I always have a problem with my hat coming off. So with this hat, strap here keeps it from coming off at night. So that's pretty handy. And then some other sleeping clothes for summer, just a really lightweight, full length. This is a fleece, an upper fleece with just a small zipper, not a full zip, to save weight. Basically, it's a pretty thin fleece. It was kind of wavering between that and a really light down coat I have, but this actually weighed less than the down coat, and they both pack about as small as each, the same size. And then this is just a basic polyester legging. This one's from REI. Just a basic deal. I'll touch on another subject. That's basically my sleeping clothes that are in here. I have some other clothes in here, and I'll show you how they possibly could work with these clothes later. And I have a pillow, which I love. This Nemo pillow. You blow it up, and it's got kind of a fabric. You know, they're not nearly as comfortable as a home pillow, or even those pillows with the spongy material in it, you know, the self-inflating pillows, I think is what they call them. Those are more comfortable, but this is really light, you know, and so that's what I'm using. And the rest of what's in here, I won't pull it out because I've got another video showing my Big Agnes tent that I bought recently, but it's in here. The poles in here, the fly, and the body of the tent, and the I always call it a floor footprint of the tent that I made just cutting out a sheet of ripstop nylon. That's my tent basically in there, is what the rest of this is. So now we're going to these bags. I hope you can hear over the wind and the river. I came down to the river because at my house it's so noisy with the street traffic. And I come down here and then it's windy and the river is making noise. So wherever I go, it's going to be noisy. In here I have my sleeping pad. This is a Big Agnes Axle Air insulated 25 by 78, long and wide. I like big, you know, I like to be comfortable when I'm sleeping. This is also basically, I think, about 4 inches thick. So it's really, it says insulated, but it's just that foil stuff. So it's really not, in my mind, a 3-season. It's a summer for me, a summer pad, but very comfortable. And then these shoes, these are awesome. I love having camp shoes. These are Hey Dudes is the brand, and they're just really comfortable, you know, kind of compact, lightweight. I think these, I can't remember what these weigh, but I think it's about maybe ½ pound or something. You know, it's kind of some extra weight. It's weird, you know, you think about weight with your tent, your sleeping bag and everything, and a ½ pound extra on your sleeping bag would be like, oh my God, that's so much, you know, but, and then you carry some shoes, but it's just so nice to slip into something comfortable at camp, so I just can't pass that up. And then the other thing in this side, the only other thing in this side, is my sleeping bag, which I recently got a new stuff sack for it, which I'm really happy because I never really had a stuff sack specifically for my sleeping bag. The one that came with it was a stuff sack. It wasn't a compression sack. So I got this is actually a compression sack. This is the REI Magma 15, which is, you know, some people think of as a winter sleeping bag, but I'm a real cold sleeper, so I like to have a warm bag because where I'll be going on this trip is potentially all the way to the coast, and you know, it could be cool at night on the coast any time of year, 50 or maybe even 45, and to me 45 at night is cold. I want a warm bag. So there's my sleeping bag. And the other side, I have lots of items. Some of them are clothing. Okay, well, this is a rag like that gray one I had for my tool kit, but this one is for wiping down my tent, like if it gets dew on it, and for cleaning my body. So it's kind of the catch-all. It's supposed to be clean. It's got some oil on it, obviously, but this is a dedicated clean rag now for body and tent cleaning. Here's a little hat to wear for cycling. The reason it's in here is because I also have, which I don't really have with me right now, but a cap with a bill that I'll probably wear for sun protection. But if I decide not to wear that, I have this available. And then an extra pair of shorts, because I'll probably do, you know, one pair that's drying and one pair that's being worn, alternating every day, most likely. And then just a wool shirt. This is basically an extra jersey too, because it's a smart wool shirt, but I did actually modify it, and I sewed a piece of fabric on the back that's like a pocket, so it effectively becomes like a jersey. And so it's either a second jersey or it's an additional insulating layer because it's wool. So it's just something extra that I have for warmth. And then these two things. When I was talking earlier about the fleece upper and the legging that I had for nighttime wear, if it's cold, I can wear this stuff. Basically shells. And actually, I'm going to probably have a different shell than this one because this one's not actually waterproof. It's made of ripstop nylon, but it's water resistant. I think except for these gray parts are waterproof. I actually modified this and sewed these gray parts in myself, but it's an old Castelli cycling coat. But I think I'll end up actually using a different coat that'd be, you know, in case it's raining, you have a raincoat, but also at night, you can put this over whatever insulating layers you have, and it'll help retain your warmth and help with warmth. And same thing with these knicker length waterproof shorts. These could serve three purposes. One, if it's raining, I could wear them. Two, if it's night and it's cold, I can put this over my insulating layers and it'll help keep me warm. And three, interestingly enough, I think this could basically substitute as a pair of swim shorts, which would be kind of weird, but in a pinch, I think I could pull that off. So that's those things. And what else we got here? Okay, now we got lots of little things. And some of these aren't really bagged up correctly, but here's a charging cord that goes with the battery I showed you earlier. This one's for my phone. Here's my ibuprofen, and then there would also be multivitamins and stuff in there, but I don't have them now because I just ate them all on my trip. This is my coffee, which is basically empty because I just finished my trip. This is my morning kind of stuff, my hairbrush, toothpaste, toothbrush, some teeth flossers, and there's another second tube of chapstick in there, extra weight. What else we got here? This is my first aid kit. In here there's Band-Aids and probably a couple more flossers, probably some more ibuprofen, some antibiotic ointment, and I think some Tums or something like that. What else we got? Another, see, this should be in the other bag. This is my charger, but this is the charger. This one's for my phone because it's got that USB-C or whatever kind of connector, and this is for my rear light, which I don't know if you can see, but there's a blinking rear light I have there that's rechargeable. I use that to recharge the rear light, and I also use this to recharge my Garmin. So I have two cables to charge. This is my kind of my take care of my butt bag. I've got these wipes, which I use every day. When I'm done riding, I wipe my butt where you're prone to getting saddle sores. These are kind of kills 99% of germs kind of thing, but no, you know, unscented, is as pure as they can be, but also still antibiotic. And then on the other side here, this bag of ointment is Burt's Bees baby ointment, which I don't normally use, but if I get in a problematic situation with my butt, if I put this on before the ride, it really helps. So it can even be used as like skin lotion. You can just rub it on your legs and arms, kind of like in the old days we would use ointments before. It's like skin lotion, basically. You can use it that way. It ends up being a little bit greasy, but you can use it like that too. So just skin care stuff there. What else we have here? This is my stove, which is, well, this isn't my stove. This is my cook kit, the pot, and then inside the pot is the other canister of fuel that I talked about. And also there's a little rag in there that keeps it from rattling that also gets used as like to clean the pot with and stuff. So it's my cooking pot and fuel. Water filter. I use the BeFree one, which I think is awesome. I recently switched from that other brand and love the BeFree. This is my kitchen, okay? This is the part that I think a lot of people don't really understand, how small a stove a kitchen can be. This, you know, this is my kitchen right here. And inside here I have a lighter to light my stove, which the lighter might be bigger and heavier than my stove. This is my stove. I think it's like 26 grams, and it costs probably $26 on Amazon. It's just great. And a few more teeth flossers and a expandable spoon. So that's my kitchen. And these little bags I got. I don't know if I care, you know, pre-made bags or Ziplocs, doesn't seem to make much difference to me. I think we're almost done here. Yeah, that's it. I got some salt tablets, which I love. These are great flavored Endurolites Fizz. They fizz up, you put them in your water, they fizz it up, they make it taste good, and they also give you magnesium and potassium, which is awesome thing to have to avoid cramps, because I cramp if I don't consume lots of this kind of stuff. That's it. We've gone through all the bags. So that's what I'm taking with me in June on my big tour. And this is the bike. I don't know if I've talked about the bike in my other videos too much, but I recently put on these Schwalbe Marathon Pro or Schwalbe Marathon Supreme tubeless tires. I think they're awesome. They're kind of heavy, like 500 grams or so per tire, but they roll incredibly well on pavement, and they're supposed to be nearly, you know, really hard to puncture, which that's, I think, a big thing for me this winter when I was doing a little tour out in the Willamette Valley. I remember there was some times when I was thinking, you know, I just wouldn't want a flat right now. You know, I just don't want a flat on the tour, really. I mean, it may happen, but I want to do everything I can to avoid it. So having some really tough tires, I think, is a good idea. And I do have a little strap here. I don't know if you've noticed this little thing. I'll probably keep that. I don't know if I'll keep it in this position, but in case I do end up wanting to carry something big, I got a strap that I can strap it down with. I got some extra thick wrap on my handlebars this year from Lizard Skins. I think that's a good choice if you're going to be going, you know, like on a 3-week tour in my case. And I think that's about all I got to say. So, thanks.